Hello and welcome back. If you saw the first part of this tutorial, I was just a little introduction and I was sewing a couple of diapers. Actually, they were size 2. These are size 1. And now I'm ready to put snaps on. So with my snaps, I don't do snaps all over the place. I just do 3 sets usually, and they look like this. These are poly resin snaps. They're cam snaps, and you can buy them camsnaps.com. Um, I can probably put a link in the description below for that. And they're pretty easy to apply if you have a snap press. Um, and they sell camsnaps.com. They sell snap presses for home use on their website too. And this is actually an older model of snap press. Like I said, I've been sewing cloth diapers for 24, almost 25 years. So I definitely needed to invest in this. So these are the snap caps. I keep them in these little um, formerly frosting containers. Sorry, I losing my words a little bit sometimes. Just please don't mind me. These are the studs, and I also keep my stud die in there too. And then let me just get the snap the stud into the die. You just push it in like that. And I'm gonna switch out this die because I always start with the studs, and the sockets, the snap sockets look like this. They have a little hole, and they're flatter, and then they go into the socket die. So I'll set that aside because we're working on the studs right now. I'm going to do all of the studs first. I already put one in there. And then I'll just take a cap, and you see it's got the pointy end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure we've got the right side out, the outer layer, not the inner layer. We want to start from the outer layer and just poke that cap through both layers of fabric. Again, my nails come in handy. And then you see there it's sticking out a little bit. And then I just put that onto the lower die, which the cap just sits right in there. It's a size 20 cap. And push real hard on the handle, which is not in the shop, but there's the handle. Just so you know what it looks like. This is the older model. They don't sell these anymore. I don't know if you can actually buy them anywhere, but the newer models I think are a little bit easier to maneuver. This one takes quite a bit of strength, but it's okay because it's my workout. So I put that first stud with the cap in the corner, and it's the back corner of the diaper cover. Okay, so I'm just going to do so this one is at the waist, this one will be at the hip. So then I just take and these are size 1, so you do want the legs to be kind of more snug because newborn babies definitely don't have a lot of chub on them. So you can always either add more elastic here when you're sewing it, or you can make sure that you're putting your snaps lower if you want it to be able to fit a really tiny baby. Then you put your hip snap lower, and then that will tighten up the leg as well. And because, as I mentioned, the newborn that's going to be wearing these, the mother tends to have small babies, so we're gonna make it more snug than usual. And this woman also requested extra snaps, so we'll get to that in a bit. So then we're going to do the next cap in the opposite corner. And you just you want to make sure that you're just on the outside of the diaper cover. I generally do different colors. As you can see in this one sample, this is a wool flannel, and I do the undyed wool flannel on the inside, and then I do the color on the outside. And so it's really easy to determine which side you need to put your cap on. Okay, and what are we doing? Another stud in there. And then what I do, and again, you could mark with like disappearing ink or chalk or something. You could mark where you want your snaps, but I don't take the time to do that. I just kind of like, I eyeball the first one and then I just match it up with the second side and just poke that through. Hold it on place on the lower die. I don't know what that's technically called. I just have it sitting in here. And again, this is different from the dies that you buy now that she sells at Camp Stamps. They have slightly different dies now. Okay, so that one's done. I've got another size 1 here that I'm just gonna do again. We'll get these 2 done, and just give you the rundown of how these snaps are applied. So poking it through, I set it here. I always make sure that it's in that little divot. So size 20 snaps. They're the most popular sizes for cloth diapers, and I would say that it's a pretty good size. I like that size, and I don't buy the extra long prongs or anything, unless if I was doing diapers with really thick fabric, those might come in handy, but I don't really use that thick of fabric anymore. So okay, so I'm gonna sort of place this, and then I'm gonna compare, like, how did I do the spacing on these? Okay, it's got to go up a little further. So that's all I do. And make sure it pokes through. If you have extra thick fabric, you're probably going to want to trim your edges before you turn your diaper cover right side out, just so that you don't have a lot of excess fabric and thickness on this edge where you're putting your snaps. And then I just compare, and I need to put it, didn't put that in there. I grabbed a stud thinking I grabbed a cap. This is what happens when I'm talking. I get really distracted when I'm talking. Okay, yeah, this, see, I should have probably trimmed a little of the excess fabric in this one, but I didn't, so we're gonna make it work. So, okay, so those are done. So then now we're going to switch out the dye, and we're going to bring in the sockets and the socket die. So the socket die has this little raised area in the middle, and that goes in to push the cap prong flat and make it flat in there. So it snaps right in there, and you screw that in, and then we're ready to go. So for the sockets, so this is the front of the diaper cover. We've got our elastic in the middle, and I'm just going to start on these little wings here on the corner and poke it through. Same thing. We're just going to poke it through. And like I said, it's going to be easier for you to mark it somehow, unless you just feel like taking chances like me. In the beginning, I have holes in my diaper patterns. I have holes where the snaps can go so that you can put like a pen or like a chalk marker or something like that through it and mark where the snaps go. But I've been doing it for so long that it's just a waste of time for me to do that right now. I basically put them about a thumb's width, my thumb's width apart. So that's how I do it. And if like this one, this lady wants extra snaps on hers. It's just, I just kind of like go by feel almost. I don't want to talk about that too much because I know that that's something that comes with 24 years of sewing diapers and putting snaps on and everything. So these ones, I'm going to add one extra snap. And I usually do anyway on the size 1. Just because I know that the newborns can really range in size. So all babies, actually, I don't know. All babies range pretty much. I mean, some newborns can't even fit in these diapers. They're way too small. But the other thing is that, you spend money on a wool diaper cover and then you use it for a month sometimes. You don't really want to waste money. So, all right, so that's my first side. And actually, I'm just going to do the hip snaps now. So that's the waist. So I just line it up and I compare where I want my hip snap to go, my first one. And this just works out so that you basically put them right next to each other. So how my patterns are, this is just my pattern. Your pattern might end up being different if you buy a pattern or if you develop your own. But mine just so happens, see, I'm just doing it. I just keep going, and I wasn't even talking. I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. So I put them right next to each other and poke it through. I just eyeball, make sure that it's even. Sometimes if my snap ends up being a little lower or something like that, I have to adjust so that I know that they're gonna fit right. I mean, really, you should probably not be like me and do this by just eyeballing, but and in that way I am really not a good teacher because I'm kind of lax about things. I hope that I'm staying, because I can't see my camera, but I don't know if I'm staying in shot or not. All right, so 3, and then I'll just add one more, and then I'll show you the other snaps, the rise snaps that I do. And like I said, this lady wants the extra snaps because she tends to have small babies. Okay. Which I wouldn't imagine you'd need rise snaps normally in this size 1. So I've got my leg elastic here. So I just kind of drop down and off to the side a little bit. And I'll add another socket about here. I don't like doing rise snaps unless a customer specifically asks for them, because I don't want additional leaking to occur. So then I would put another, once I get done with all of my snaps, then I'll add another stud. So actually I'll do the stud, and then that way if you want to stop the video there, then you can stop it. You don't have to keep going. So I get my stud dye in, and then I'm just gonna go roughly like maybe an inch. Let's see, is that an inch and a half? Inch and a half, maybe. It just depends on, this is what I do. It just depends on what you want to do. If, you know, you're taking measurements from your own child, then you do it however works for you. Okay, so I'm going to add that stud. And then you can see how you can snap that together. We still have our top sockets. What's the word? What is the word? Like showing. And so then you can still use those sockets while still, you know, having a little bit of a shorter rise. So rise is the length of like the top to the bottom waist. So, you know, going down through the crotch and up to the top waist. So that length. So you can always measure your baby, and you just take a measuring tape and measure from the front waist down through the crotch and up to the back. And mind you, you want to do that with a diaper on if it's for a diaper cover, because there's going to be extra bulk there with a diaper. So, all right, that explains the whole snapping thing. So if you want to finish watching the video here, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can stick with me and I'll just do this other side. Man, I'm hungry. My stomach is growling. I have not eaten anything today, and it's 1:36 in the afternoon when I'm recording this. It's pretty typical of me. Even though we have chickens, oh, I just lost my light. Even though we have chickens, I don't, and I love breakfast. I don't eat breakfast most days. I just skip over it and go about my day, and then I eat when I'm hungry. And I guess, you know, being 50, this is my way of not gaining a lot of weight or anything. Try to stay somewhat active. Not like super active. I just basically stand and do snaps and use the snap press. I do some yoga and I do some like stretching and stuff like that. And I do have stairs in my house, so I go up the stairs. It's not an active lifestyle here. But yeah, I kind of actually want to make breakfast. We'll see. I'm not really sure what else we have. But like because I love breakfast, I will usually have breakfast later in the day because I'm home all the time, so I can do that. And we do have chickens, so yeah. We've got plenty of eggs. I just don't eat them every day, and I should. To be honest, it sometimes gets weird. Like my mind gets weird about eggs because, you know, when you're going out and getting them out of the box and they're super fresh, I don't know. It's just you get a weird feeling eating the eggs from your chickens. At least I do. I guess I'm a lot weirder than I give myself credit. I guess my mind is kind of weird. Okay, did I do 4? Yes, I did 4 on that side. Okay, so almost done, and then you don't have to deal with me anymore. Well, if you don't want to deal with me anyway, then You can shut it off whenever you want to. Oh, but if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. I don't have I think I have one subscriber right now as I'm filming, so um so hopefully we can build this up a little bit, and just get the word out there on these videos that are teaching people. Okay, so here with this, I'm going to fold it in half and compare sides before I do my rise snap. So I make sure that I get my rise snaps in the same spot. Okay, so I'm feeling it with my finger. I feel that snap there. So I'm just gonna put the cap right over it. And then, see, these are all just little, and it's probably time consuming to do this rather than just use a pen to mark this. Okay, got that through. So this is our last socket. If you would see how hard I have to push on this thing. At least I feel like I have to push hard. I don't know. Maybe I don't really have to push so hard, but I do anyway. So it's my workout. So I got my stud die. Nope. What happened? Did I not switch the die out? That's something I noticed, is that no, did I? Yeah. That you can use the stud. I'm confused now. This, yeah, the stud die for the sockets. I don't know. I mean, I still switch them out, even though maybe I don't have to. I don't know. Another musing. Okay, so I'm comparing again and showing where I need to put my socket. Okay, got it. And some people also use like a little punch to make a hole, but I just stick the thing through because the prong, it goes through the fabric easily enough. It just takes a little bit of, you just finagle it a little bit and it goes right through. And I don't seem to have any problems with snaps coming apart at this point. Like once I dialed in what kind of snaps I wanted to use, the cam snaps are really the best. Okay, so see, so we're getting those rise snaps fastened. Then I'm fastening these ones, and see how, so you have that opening, and then you're gonna also have a diaper in there, so it's pretty small. It's little petite thing. So there you have it. So cute, so cute. And then I'm going to probably just get something to eat now and then finish the rest. But thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. And please watch more of my videos if this is something that you're interested in learning. I'm going to be putting up more videos about sewing diapers, I promise you. And thanks for sticking with me this far if you have. Have a great day.